Let's talk about pride flags. Yes, 2024, the year where the woke left is turning all of the kids gay, except for the fact that the Greek, Roman, and Spartan men have all been getting it on with their male counterparts since just about the beginning of time. In recent years, there's been a lot more discourse about the pride flags than before because the main one has undergone quite a few changes, and a lot of people are left wondering what the heck all the new additions mean, what this is doing to the general legacy of the pride flag, and wondering just how far the redesigns are going to go. So here's a quick breakdown of everything to know about pride flags, as well as their more modern counterparts like the Progress pride flag. It was first created in 1976 by the artist Gilbert Baker, who was an openly gay man and a drag queen. He designed the first rainbow flag, which included hot pink, red, orange, yellow, green, cyan, indigo, and violet. These were the original 8 colors, however, this was condensed to be the modern rainbow pride flag that has only red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and violet. This was done for the purpose of mass production, and it has made it easier to mass produce, since the colors pink and turquoise were kind of hard to manufacture at the time. The creation of the pride flag was facilitated by Harvey Milk, who was one of the first openly gay elected officials in the US. Both forms of the pride flag have a special meaning for each color. This article by Very Well Mind summarizes all of them in a very easy to read list. And this article by BU EDU also summarizes it a bit more quickly than Very Well Mind, where on the original pride flag, pink stood for sex, red for life, orange for healing, yellow for sunlight, green for nature, turquoise for magic, blue for harmony, and violet for spirit. Despite it being condensed, the meanings still are generally the same. However, changes have been made, and there have been many more colors added. Now, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I didn't even know that being gay was a thing until I was about 12. So it felt like a very fast change when all of a sudden I was getting used to the 6-stripe pride flag, and then there was another one, and then another one, and now there's another one. And so it's kind of a lot to keep track of. It kind of felt like every time I got used to a flag design, there's a new one, and then I was like scrambling to remember what everything meant, because then I'd go into live stream and it'd be like, oh, I don't want to mess anything up, you know, I don't want to use incorrect terms for people or have incorrect knowledge. In June of 2017, the colors brown and black were added to the pride flag to represent people of color and also people struggling with AIDS. And in 2018, Daniel Quasar released a new design to incorporate elements of both this flag and the transgender flag, which is called the Progress Pride flag. Now, this is the one, I actually have a drink koozie of this, which is fascinating because Daniel has done the best possible to ensure that financial rights to this flag design were maintained. And this was done because, as Daniel said, artists deserve to maintain the selling rights to their art, and this was considered art. However, I do not think that has been particularly successful considering that I have this, and it was $3 from Harris Teeter. Now, the hope with this design was that there would be a greater emphasis on inclusion and progression. However, there was another redesign, the intersex inclusive pride progressive flag, which added a yellow triangle and a purple circle as a tribute to the intersex community. And that's kind of where the main development has stopped. There's a few other ones like the queer people of color pride flag, and then ones for the different sexualities and gender identifications underneath the umbrella pride flag. There's also the ally pride flag, which I didn't even know was a thing until I was researching for this video yesterday. And then a few others. This PDF has a decent summary of many of the flags. There are a few more ones, though, on this BU EDU, such as the asexual flag, aromantic flag, demisexual flag. Now, even though the pride flag has been redesigned many times, people have had an issue with it literally every single time. The original pride flag was actually a pink triangle, but it was used as a negative stigma by Adolf Hitler to target homosexuals, so it was redesigned in 1978 because of that. A lot of people who don't support the pride movement say that, you know, the gays are taking the rainbow away from us, and this was a symbol that was originally used by God to represent that, you know, a flood would never go over the earth ever again and kill everybody. It simply isn't true. One, originally it used more colors, and it was inspired by the 60s hippie movement, ancient Egypt, the 60s world peace movement, and the song She's a Rainbow by the Rolling Stones. Additionally, according to Gilbert's website, it was a wonderful swirl of color and light, like a rainbow. Which is why, in that moment, that's when Gilbert decided that that's what the flag was going to be. It was incredibly inspired by everyone in the Winterland Ballroom, and came to the conclusion a rainbow is what it will be. And rainbows are inclusive. It's like pretty much all the colors. You know, you got your Roy G. Biv in there, and then a lot of others that, you know, are in a rainbow. But the point of the rainbow is to be inclusive of all colors, of all people. And I honestly think that the 6-color pride flag, even the 8 one, but I think the 6 one, like, really just nails it on the head. I think it was fantastic pride flag. And I even have one over there, behind the computer that I found in Key West. Which, fun fact, they do have a few rainbow sidewalks. People in Norway actually used the pride flag to represent diversity, unity, inclusion, and freedom of expression overall, not just the LGBTQIA+ movement. Also, fun fact, Gilbert added a lavender stripe in 2017 as a result to Trump being elected. I just thought that was kind of funny. Now, this Wikipedia article about the pride flags goes into a lot of history, which is pretty much what I've already stated. I like this comparison here, as well as the different comparison of the flags. A lot of history about it. A lot of things happened, such as the White House being illuminated by rainbow colors in June of 2015, the pride flag emoji, and then quite a lot about the different variations. These are probably like the 4 main ones that I've been seeing. I actually haven't really seen this one before. That's new. This one was also new, which I've got to say, a lot of the redesigns aesthetically are not pleasing at all. I'm gonna say it. Like, I think this one, don't love the colors on this one. That's okay. That's kind of jarring. That's okay, but I can also barely tell the difference between red and hot pink. And I don't even have color issues. And because of things like that, the reception to new variations and iterations of the pride flag have been mixed. Supporters of it have praised the focus on inclusion, but at the same time, a lot of people are saying that the whole point of it being a rainbow was to be all inclusive, so adding more things to the rainbow flag is almost diminishing the meaning of the rainbow, which I've got to say, I agree with. I think the rainbow was perfect, and it was fantastic. I found a brief YouTube video pretty much saying the exact same thing, just way more aggressively.
Do I like the new design? Fuck no. But the whole point of a fucking rainbow is that it represents all the fucking colors. But clearly black, brown, pink, and white aren't there. Shut the fuck up. You think Fred Hampton didn't notice black and brown weren't literally on the rainbow when he built the Rainbow Coalition? The rainbow is the international symbol of inclusion and diversity. Even people in shithole countries know what a rainbow is. That's the whole genius of the Pride rainbow flag. It's very accessible and very easy to understand. This is like the left being so inclusive, it becomes exclusive.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, as a kind of supporting yet also opposing view to it, the creator of the intersex inclusivity pride flag loves that the pride flag is inclusive, yet the rainbow was already supposed to be as inclusive as it could get. There's a lot of different takes happening.
My name is Valentina Vecchietti, and I'm an intersex equality rights campaigner. It's an LGBTIQA plus flag. It really is a flag for everyone. It's so inclusive and giving all of our community allyship, that solidarity, that joy of visibility and inclusion in the heart of London. It takes my breath away.
But it was already all inclusive though, right? That was the point of the rainbow, was for it to be all inclusive. So I'm not 100% sure how much more inclusive it can get. Also, I have seen, granted, this is on Reddit, so, you know, you can take a lot of Reddit comments with a grain of salt, but I have seen that people of color actually hate they're included with the inclusivity pride flag, simply because it started as a focus around the queer and LGBTQIA plus community, and obviously not all people of color are queer or part of the LGBTQIA community, so some of them don't really even know what the black and brown stripes are doing there and aren't a huge fan of that. And also the black stripe being used to represent both people of color and those living or who have been lost to HIV and AIDS. So though I am absolutely in love with the idea of having a flag that is all inclusive, I feel like the more we add to it, the worse it gets. So this guy, I disagree with almost everything he says, except for one thing.
The black and brown stripes purportedly represent people of color, but when exactly, I might ask, did sexual orientation become a racial issue? Was George Floyd killed for being queer, for having they-them pronouns? No, I don't think so. The black stripe, in addition, is a memorial to AIDS victims. I'm sure that's very commendable, but why stop there? Why not add stripes for every health crisis impacting the community? How about a stripe for long COVID? How about a stripe for Ukraine? Because why not?
Which I find myself inclined to agree with. Why were these specific stripes chosen when there's so many more marginalized groups that could also be represented? It feels kind of strange that we've started mixing queer representing colors and flags and symbols with then colors that represent not necessarily queer communities on the same flag. I'm aware that it's called a progress pride flag, but like he said, there's also so many more groups that are minorities, that are marginalized, that are oppressed. Why don't we add stripes for those? It feels kind of like a slippery slope thing, where it's like once you add one, you just kind of end up adding more and more and more. I'm not gonna play the rest of the video because it's incredibly homophobic. If you want to watch it, you can, but be prepared to be angry. Now, I'm not going to play this entire YouTube video, but JJ also does a fantastic job kind of summarizing the different parts of the pride flag redesigns and goes a bit more into detail with Daniel Quasar and the copyright issues that they have been undergoing, as well as consumerism and rainbow capitalism, because as I'm sure you all know, as soon as it's Pride Month and you walk into a store, they are popping off with advertisements, and Chipotle's wilding on Twitter. For those of you who might want to know a little bit more about Daniel Quasar, this article by V&A goes into a little bit more detail about pronouns and design, kind of a summary of the flag's design as well, and a couple more details about the flag. For instance, that the arrow here points towards the right to show forward movement and illustrates that progress towards inclusivity still needs to be made. Which, that, I've got to say, I kind of don't really have an issue with that. I like the idea of the arrow, however, I will maintain my sentiment that the original the OG flag, and then also the 6-stripe rainbow flag have got to be my favorites, with that probably coming in at like a third. So I guess as a bit of a TLDR, the pride flag being redesigned could potentially be diluting its original purpose. No, gay people did not steal the rainbow. No, being homophobic isn't cool. People just, I don't know, kind of need to be more chill and accepting. We need more chill and acceptance. And if anyone gets mad about me, about my hot flag takes, I'm non-binary. So, I don't know. I kind of like that the flag exists. I'm gonna be real. It's a cool flag. Happy Pride, and try to not drink too much at parades. Bye.